Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast, focused on providing valuable information for anyone looking to undertake a new build or extension project. We'll share our tips, tricks and stories from a building designer's perspective.
Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast. I'm your host, Amelia, and once again, we're joined by Frank Geskus.
Hey, Amelia. Another fabulous day in paradise.
It is. It's actually a beautiful day outside.
It is magnificent. I was lucky enough to get out of the office and it was just the sunshine. Just beautiful.
We're very lucky. We haven't had sunny days all day this week.
No, it's been a bit wet.
A bit wet.
But nothing like the mainland with their bombs of ridiculous amounts of rain.
Yes.
But no, it's been very good rain and then beautiful days like today.
Can't complain. Very mild.
Yes.
And what are we going to talk about today?
So we're going to talk about, as homeowners, look at cheap extension ideas for your home.
That sounds like a good idea.
It is. But there's always a caveat.
There always is.
So, can you really build an extra room in your home by converting a garage, an alfresco and carport? And the answer is depends. If you've been following this podcast for a while...
Nothing is black and white. It's always, it depends on this or that or the other.
And I wish it was. But unfortunately, our life is so... the way as building designers and everyone that's involved, from surveyors to every other consultant, it is complex. The rules and red tape we've got to go through is extraordinary, but supposedly is to make everyone who owns a property, it makes it, ensures that it's not dodgy.
Well, you don't want it to fall down, fall over.
Make you sick.
Exactly.
But I'm afraid it does. There's too much of it, and we'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to unpack the pros and cons, the traps of converting existing spaces into livable spaces. Just beware, habitable spaces. And this isn't a DIY guide. It's just real-world experience from years of inside the building game and usually fixing up people's cock-ups.
Yes, and that has happened from time to time. And
like we say, in everything we do, talk to a designer or a building surveyor first before you think this is a good idea.
Yep, talk to a professional.
I've just got to state one fallacy that's out there, and I've said it before. The idea that if it has a roof and it's all approved, you can put walls on it and turn it into something like a habitable room, a garage, carport, whatever, do whatever you want with it, is like putting lipstick on a pig and calling it Daisy and it's your best friend. It's just not
going to happen.
You can't do it.
No.
You put walls on something that needs a permit. It's very simple. So we're going to talk about converting a space. So garages is a good place to start. So
yes,
not all garages are created equal. So the ones I want to talk about is integrated garages.
Integrated with your home?
Yep. So you might have a door going into the house, the wall's the same, the brick's the same. If it's brick, it could be lightweight. The roof carries over. They are great to convert. The slab is the same as the house. It wasn't poured separately. The roof is the same. The cladding's the same. Where you need to work on those is insulation and waterproofing.
Yes.
Insulation, does it have insulation? Well, you need to put it in. Because if you make it habitable, as what we call Class 1 under the NCC, it needs to meet the minimum requirements. So you need to insulate the walls, the roof, and hopefully not the floor. So the other key element is with garages is slab is structurally sound, or timber floor and footings are structurally sound and meets the minimum requirements of the building code. If it's been designed exactly the same as the house, you've got a good chance of getting it through. That means your door, your roller door, panel lift, whatever it may be, will need to be either removed or you can build a wall around it. Inside, leave it in place. I always recommend to pull it out because you can do a much better job. The challenge there is because you've got this like little lip where you drive in, you need to, there's a couple of ways of doing it. You either cut it and form a rebate so then there's less chance of moisture entering into the building.
Yes.
So you want to try and eliminate that. So you can either cut it, form a rebate. Another way we've done is about a saw cut a little slot, and then we put in either stainless steel or a colour bond flashing, and then the windows of the walls go in front of that, and then any moisture that comes in won't be able to penetrate that space.
So it's about making it healthy.
Well, it will do, because if water gets in, what do you get?
Mould.
Mildew.
Yes.
Dampness, horribleness. You also got to check if your windows are matching the house, if they're double glazed. Here in Tassie, pretty guaranteed you're going to have double glazed, but you might be able to get away with single glazed. So there's a bit of a challenge with that. So it can be done. Again, here's depends. Under the planning schemes, you need to show that you've got enough space on your site to park the cars to match what's in your house. By you changing your garage and reducing the parking spaces, obviously you're going to have to prove that you've got adequate parking.
Yes.
So that has to be considered as well. Yeah, so that's probably the easiest way to do it. Another one I've seen is converting your alfresco space, especially, again, if it's integrated. The roof of your house carries over. The slab has been poured as part of your house, even though there's a step down. Oh, please be aware some garages are step down. I know that's very popular in Victoria. You may have to build the floor up because the step can't be, less than 115 millimetres under the National Construction Code.
Okay.
So in some cases you need to lift it up. So that could be a case of concrete, put a screed over the top, topping slab, we call it. Or alternatively, I have seen it battened out, put a timber floor over the top.
Oh, really?
Yep. That's okay. You put the walls in. As long as you've got the proper waterproofing, you may have to put damp-proof course. You may have to put, it could be brick veneer. You need to form a rebate. Then you would put a concrete topping slab in. And then have your weep holes and just standard construction. So you can put a couple of walls on your alfresco, cut out a bit of a hole in the wall, put a lintel in, get your structural approval, building approval, and you may not even need plumbing approval because the roof's already there.
Yes.
And your thermal approval. Thanks for coming. Here's an extra room.
I guess this is one of those situations, like a couple of our previous podcasts, we've talked about, just have a crack. This is not one of those situations.
Definitely not. You could go own a builder and have a go at doing it yourself, knock yourself out. You go through the proper approvals, get the insurances, but I don't recommend it unless you're really serious of doing it properly. This stuff, look, don't take shortcuts. Do it properly and you add value to your house. Take a shortcut, you devalue your house.
Yes.
It's pretty simple. So that's a good way with the alfresco. Now, not all alfrescos are made equal.
Okay, in what way?
Well, if your roof is not integrated, i.e. you've got a treated pine frame,
Okay.
with polycarbonate roof,
Yes.
and you call that your alfresco, that roof ain't good enough.
No.
So it needs to meet the proper requirements because you've got to put bulk insulation in there. So there becomes a problem. Then you've got to put walls. It could have treated pine posts. I've had to deal with people who've converted rooms out of pergolas.
Really?
Yeah, because essentially it's pergola.
Yes.
But they call it alfresco. And I've seen walls put in, there's treated pine posts inside the walls, sliding doors, old polycarbonate, they put colour bond, it's okay. It falls back into an eaves gutter, which is fine for a pergola, but as soon as you make it have a room, it's got to be a box gutter.
Okay.
And a properly designed box gutter with rain heads or sumps, which is a little bit more complex and expensive. And
Yes.
everyone knows what I feel about box gutters.
Not your favourite.
No, because they keep failing, causing you a problem, and they're just a pain. So, if you have a treated pine roof, it's not going to be able to be converted. It's very difficult
You
and
pull it
expensive.
down and start again.
You're better off doing it. Do it once, do it right, and you add value, and it doesn't look like a dog's breakfast because it just looks like a filthy tack on. There's no other way of putting it. Mm-hmm. As a pergola roof in an outdoor space, it's wonderful. Carports. I don't know how many inquiries we've had about converting carports into habitable spaces or Airbnbs. And we
Really?
say,
A carport?
yeah,
Far out.
Now, context. Here again, depends. If you've got a prefabricated colour bond carport and you want to convert it into something, you're dreaming.
Well, it serves a certain purpose, I
Serves
guess.
a purpose. Slab is not suitable. Roof is not suitable, poles are not suitable. Now, we've done plenty of carports where decent sized slab, they've got plastic under it, the Forticon, they've got posts in place, and you've got a trussed roof. I have been able to successfully convert them to garages and to rooms.
Have you?
Yeah, they are rare because they're an expensive carport.
Yes.
Because they're built properly. It all comes down to foundation. You've got good foundations and you've got plastic under it, you're off to a good start. Now, please be aware, a couple of things. You put a wall in that space, okay? Carport, pop a wall in. You're going to have to put a damp-proof course. You've got to lower the finished surface level, the grass, the dirt or concrete around. You'd want to get 150 millimetres below your floor so water can't get in. And then the wall cladding you put on the outside can then go past the floor level as per the building code, as per the manufacturer specification. And then you can also, in Tasmania, we have to batten all our lightweight claddings, if you choose lightweight cladding, your cement sheet, your timber, weatherboards, whatever it may be. And then the wall can ventilate as per our requirements here. So it can be done. Mm-hmm. Not easy.
I guess another thing you have to think about with that, because you were talking about how you have to take it below the slab,
floor level.
the floor level,
the finished floor level and the ground level under the NCC says 150 millimetres.
So would you therefore need additional drainage as well?
You may have to because the way you've addressed all the surrounding surface level outside. Totally.
Yeah, okay.
You make a good point, depending on the topography, how it slopes in. But basically, 99% of the time it's hard no with carports.
That must be heartbreaking for some people that have got that in their head and they ring up and...
Well, maybe, but at least they rang and asked. Compared to the people that come to me, I've done this, and I go...
No permits, nothing.
Yeah, I can't help you. I seriously can't help.
Yeah.
But I've spent all this money. It's all done by a builder. No, it hasn't. No builder in his right mind would do that.
Yes.
He's a builder wannabe. Mm-hmm. And brings to another thing. Whoever you employ to do your work, make sure they are licensed, qualified, and get referrals from other people to make sure that they're legit.
Yes.
So, and if they don't have a set of plans to work off, they shouldn't be doing the work.
And that's a good point. Yeah.
So, big things to look out for with your compliance check. Is the floor right? It could be a slab. If it's the same spec as your house, you've got a good chance of getting it through. Biggest things we find is when alfrescos have got pavers, no, you've got to pull it out. You've got to put a proper slab and put Forticon under it and get it designed to the minimum standard. The walls, if you're doing brick, you've got to have a rebate. You've got to have weep holes. It's got a vent. You still have a timber frame, which is the structural component. Could go double brick, that's fine. Yeah, getting the floor level down is a big key one, and that's probably one of the biggest failures we see. People don't drop the outside ground level. I was talking about one the other day. We'll talk about it in a future podcast, where the ground level was the same, or if not higher, than the finished floor level of inside the garage, which was converted to habitable space.
So did that cause any problems?
Yeah, got rejected.
Oh, other than that, did it have mould or water come in?
No, we couldn't tell because it was freshly painted and whatnot. But regardless, we know water's going to wick in.
Oh, so it was new?
It was about 4 or 5 years old, but it had a fresh coat of paint in it.
Yeah.
So take it as you will, but yeah, we just took it. It's not real great. Look, the walls that you install in the windows have to meet the minimum glazing standard, minimum insulation standard. And here's the other thing. Ceiling height for habitable rooms have to be 2.4 metres or 2,400 millimetres high, minimum. Yes. So, yeah, sometimes that doesn't work for garages because I've been in some garages that are less than that.
Yeah, so you can't do it then unless you...
Not for habitable space.
Lift the
roof or drop the floor.
Oh, you make a good point. You could do that, couldn't you?
I've done it plenty of times. Drop the floor.
Yeah.
Gets other challenges, but you can drop the floor. It's easier than lifting the roof.
True.
Could be, depending on it. So you've also got to look at your bushfire, because in the extension or the works that you want to do, you might be in a bushfire hazard area. So it's got to be checked.
What about your thermal performance? Does that have to be redone?
Yes. You get a brand new one just for that. And that's what I was talking about, getting the proper windows and the proper insulation, get it done properly.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if you're converting a garage al fresco, the cost of getting 1 or 2 windows is peanuts.
True.
You know, same with doing a proper wall and proper windows, and even replacing the door. Here's another thing: if you're converting an external door, the door that was installed into a garage or some other space is not an external door for a house. The doors are different because they have to seal.
Yes.
Under the building code, they have to seal so you don't have air gaps in it. Mind you, some of the crap stuff people, the hardware stores sell, leak like a sieve. You can
Yeah,
see
a bit
daylight.
rubbish.
Oh, they're rubbish. And they're supposed to seal tight.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just a whole nother issue. Your front door should seal tight, not let air or moisture in.
It's, I guess, going back to choosing your quality products and
Oh,
all that
true.
sort of stuff.
True. Yep. So then there's the other part you've got to consider: light and ventilation. Say if you convert something, have you got enough light? Yeah, because people don't realise you need to have a minimum amount of natural light into a habitable room. So you've got to have a certain window size, and that window probably has to be openings to let enough natural ventilation in.
That's a really good point, because when you think about when people generally are designing houses with, say, a double garage in them, they're often not north facing either.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not. We try and put garages on the, as we call the arse end of the house. But sometimes depending on the block, how it's laid out, with the crossover, I can't believe where some of the crossovers are put on the dumbest spots.
Dumb spots, yeah.
Anyway, and to be fair, looking at garage doors at the front of houses is not the most beautiful thing in the world. They quite dominate, you know. But it is what it is. When you're on a budget, you've got to do what to do, and you've got to get your cars safely within that space. So, yeah, if it's on the southern side, it's usually on the colder side, so you do need to get windows that are going to let natural light in, and ventilation. That's key. So some of the pitfalls. If you do this right and you get a designer involved, the cost may not be as much as you think. And this is why we're calling it. This could be a cheap way of adding an extra room to your house.
Yeah, it could be.
You know, and I've seen plenty of it, and it can be done really, really well. If you've got the wrong mindset and you don't check, don't talk to us, don't talk to other experts, and Billy Bob the builder comes along and does the work as he tells you to do, and he's really not a builder, and he's done the stuff and hasn't done the drainage and hasn't upgraded the insulation, you've spent all this money, yeah, you might just as well put it down the toilet.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great. Same with, like, in the old days, I used to convert old verandas. Remember that? The old verandas?
Yes.
And we still work in some of the old places around Tasmania where they have a lean-to on the back of the, 80-plus-year-old homes where they only had 4 rooms on it, and then the veranda converted into a bathroom.
Or bedroom.
Or kitchen.
Oh,
or
kitchen.
A bedroom, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my uncle was telling me about him. My dad used to sleep in the sunroom at the back of the house, and this thing was tiny, but it was a built-in veranda.
Yeah.
You know, the girls got their own rooms, the boys had to sleep together.
Yeah.
You know, and they were immigrants. And, you know, some of the stories they told me. Anyway, sneaking in late at night, half drunk, going through the windows.
Oh, no.
I'm sure no one's done that before.
No one's done that before.
Yeah, but the old veranda and sunrooms of old school, you can't do that anymore. But we've seen plenty of them, and we've got to refurbish them because they might be 50, 60 years old now.
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit awkward. The floors aren't always level in those things. They're always got a slope on them. It's pretty
definitely
funny.
not.
Pretty funny. But
It's not
sometimes
just the floors out, it's everything.
Everything's out because they're old. It's great. But there's a certain level of character with that as well. You've also got to check your planning requirements with half this stuff. But your top 5 takeaways out of this. Not all spaces are equal. We spoke about our frescoes and integrated garages. They're great if the structure matches the house. Otherwise, get someone to be able to check your slab, roof framing. You know, is it going to meet the minimum standard? Are you going to have the right ceiling height?
Yes.
If not, don't bother. Start again. Compliance is the key with your floor, rebates. If you're going to put bathrooms in these spaces, obviously they're going to have to be done correctly with the waterproofing and Water stops, I mean, that's massive now. It has been for a long time. Do it once, do it right. It should be there for the life of the building. If you don't, you might as well rip it out in 5 years.
Once again, you need a licensed plumber for that, and you need to get your plumbing permits.
Yep, exactly. Well done. And then you need a certificate of waterproofing, and not just any certificate. Someone who's done the course and they specify the material they used.
Makes sense.
It does. It's only just come in here in Tasmania.
Is that really only recent?
Where they're really being hard on it, yeah. In previous times, no inspections, no nothing. Now it's all got to be inspected. Why wasn't this done 20 years ago?
It's a good thing.
Well, it's only to protect the customer. Please remember, cutting corners or cheap turns into expensive. So if you're going to do it, just get the permit, get it done properly, and you'd never have a problem.
Yes.
The money is long forgotten. And get a good building designer to help you with this. So, yeah.
And a reminder that if you're asking for permission after the fact, it's always going to cost you more.
It's illegal works.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why it's called illegal.
Yes.
Because you don't have a permit.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It is a pain in the arse and it hurts, especially when you're selling your house
Yeah.
and someone else finds out. So, a question to everyone out there, would you buy something that has not been potentially not built to code and no one specified? No.
Yeah,
would you buy a car
Who would?
that has not been serviced by a proper qualified mechanic?
Well, I'm sure plenty of people do, but no, you wouldn't want to, especially if you're dropping a fair bit of money on it.
Of course. Why would you buy anything if you haven't got something to go back on or something goes wrong?
Exactly. And, I mean, it affects everything. Your insurance.
Yeah,
You know?
I've just had one recently where insurance was rejected because the works were never approved.
Well, there you go.
You know, be aware of that. Insurance companies look at this stuff.
Yes,
Why would they pay out on something if it never had a permit?
exactly.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, so those are a couple of tips. They sound very familiar to a lot of our other tips, don't they?
Once again, do your research
Yeah.
and consult a professional. They're like the main two things, I think.
Everything we do.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone kind of understands that now.
Well, after 101 podcasts, you'd want to hope so. What a good place to wrap up.
Hang on, you forgot something.
Oh, what did I forget?
The next podcast.
What do you...
We're going to do another podcast on converting spaces into Airbnbs.
Are we doing that now?
No, we're going to do it next time.
Oh, okay.
I thought we agreed to this.
Yeah, we can do that. Clearly the wine's gone to my head. We need to wrap it up, Frank. This is going downhill very fast.
Oh, very fast. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Thanks for listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.
Catch us later.
You're listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.